journey to Canada started out well when our car got upgraded to a Mustang and we drove across the border, which was literally just a toll gate that we didn't even have to pay for. We just gave them our passports, which was quite strange. In Vancouver we went past Granville Island, which had a very cool cement factory which had all been painted almost graffiti style, before we hopped on a boat and went to see what we could find, and it was really quite cool. We found a massive school of orca whales.
It's called a pod of whales.
Yes, dear. And yeah, we spent about an hour sort of driving along parallel to the whales. They were particularly playful, jumping up and slapping with their side fins and tail fins and all sorts of things, which apparently is quite lucky to see all of that actually going on. We then looked at a few of the slum houses along the side of the ocean before swapping rental cars yet again and heading across towards Calgary. Just a spectacular drive, and we actually took 2 nights on the way across. The first in Salmon Arm, which that was about as exciting as it got, and then the following day was more spectacular drives with really neat land bridges which are built to allow the wildlife to cross the highway, before we stopped in the best town in the world where we initiated our new member, before we arrived in Banff, which is just a really cool little town. It's mostly a skiing town. We insulted the wildlife, looked at what could only be described as a castle, some incredible lakes where the colour comes out from the glaciers grinding up the natural minerals, to some wildlife we didn't want to insult, and some other lakes which were equally spectacular. Found some more wildlife along the road, and a black bear versus the grizzly bear we had seen earlier, so we were incredibly lucky to see so much wildlife. And then we headed out of the mountains into the flatlands of Alberta with Nicole and Randy,
Where I fed Mike some maple bacon chips. And some maple cookies, which were delicious. And we took photos of Nicole and Randy's moose candle holders.
we went and took in some culture at Heritage Park, which sort of detailed the origins of Calgary. So it was all the old cars, the old homes of some of the key founders of the city. An old train. And some of the old shops that had literally been moved to this site to be preserved. All the staff drove around in period cars. That evening, Nicole and Randy took us up the Calgary Tower for a meal. It was a really great restaurant, and it was a revolving restaurant, so we got to see the whole of Calgary during our meal, which was really cool. We took one last chance to rip off the animals before heading down to Yellowstone.